All right, ladies, happy Monday. Welcome to our community group call here with our Project Over 40 that we just kicked off last week. And what is this Project Over 40? It's all about mindset, okay? We have found more and more, in coaching you ladies, that the most important thing and the thing that is really holding a lot of you ladies back in your progress is this stuff right here between your 2 ears. Okay, it's your mindset. And yes, we can give you all the macros, all the workouts, all the in and outs and the do's and the don'ts, but if your mind is still stuck on a lot of things that I'm not going to address here because you won't be able to see progress. And even if you do, you're going to still not feel happy. You know what I mean? You're going to still always find a reason why it's not enough. So with that being said, we really wanted to address more and more of that, because our goal as coaches is to see you finishing this program feeling strong, fit, but also fulfilled, also happy, also, in a place that you're like, holy cow, I accomplished something that I could not even believe that I was able to accomplish. And you're going to see the improvement as well on your mindset as we go through this process. So with that being said, today we have an incredible guest speaker, Arzeen. Arzeen is actually one of our clients. She got introduced to me through Coach Lindsay, and she came into the program to just work on her health and fitness. And we start connecting. And as we got to know each other, she is a mindset and life coach, habit change coach kind of a thing. And I'm always into that kind of stuff. I always had a coach. And so I was like, hey, let's talk about what you do, because I think, I love your mindset about things. So tell me more. And we connected about, couple of months ago, and I started her program. And needless to say that, especially in this season of my life, yes, I don't have any issues when it comes to my body. I don't have any issues when it comes to my health and whatnot, but I have some other issues, you know what I mean? And my other issues needs help, right? And so I'm always into, getting better and understanding that, because I understand that mindset is everything. So I was like, okay, in this season of my life, especially right now that I'm single, I'm playing a big game in life. I'm building a business that I want to impact to thousands of women and build a big team and do this. And I want to travel and I want to blah, I want to, right? And I'm like, there's all this stuff that is coming up. And how do I address all of this without losing myself and without self-sabotaging my dreams and the things that I want for me? So my work with her has been absolutely fantastic in every single area. And trust me, God has been bringing, or the universe, whatever you believe, so many things on me these last 2 months, just because I set my mind that I wanted to improve and I want to change. So he's like, okay, let's go then. Let me give you stuff to work on. And it's been amazing. I have breakthroughs with her every week. And I was like, girl, I think our clients would benefit tremendously, with what you have. And I would love for you to come and share a little bit and work with them. And the thing that we decided to talk about this call was, how do you stay consistent for 12 weeks? A lot of you are on this call. We have like almost 80 clients right now. And obviously not everybody can be here, but a lot of you watch this later. So, and a lot of you are starting right now, and a lot of you started a 12-week program. And we were like, okay, how can we create something that is going to help them to stuck with what we are doing for 12 weeks? And so she has some awesome things to share with you ladies, and I'm going to pass out to her. With no further ado, Arzeen is going to speak, and then we're going to open up for some Q&A at the end. And then next week, we're going to have another amazing session. So don't miss out these sessions, okay? All right, Arzeen, let's go, girl. What you got?
Thanks, Patricia. That's everything you said. Just there's so much to that. It doesn't matter where you are in this program. It doesn't matter what goal you're working on, whether it's health and fitness or whether it's a career goal or family relationships, whatever it is. What I'm going to share with you today is something that's going to help you stay on track until you actually reach that goal. So this is really exciting to be here, and I appreciate all of you being here, given that it's Monday after the weekend, and I know how hectic Mondays are, so I do appreciate that. So thank you for your time. And a little bit about me. I'm the kind of mindset coach who loves to help women break through their limiting beliefs and then silence that inner critic we all have so that they can start to achieve the results they want. And I do this first by really informing you and helping you understand how your mind, your body, and your soul work together in every single moment when you achieve a goal. And then I take the women through what I call like the feels. So how you feel and what you think about yourself and what's possible for you so that you can start to achieve what you really want, not what society wants for you or what somebody told you that you should do. So today, I'm going to help you shift the way you think so that you can stay on track for the next 12 weeks and beyond. And before we get started, I know some of you are online, but with your videos off, I want to take you through a 1-minute guided meditation. So this is part of the soul work. And the reason for that is to really get you present in this room and to open you up and to align you with your goals, okay? So that you can take everything in on a much deeper level. So when you're ready, just get comfortable in your chair or wherever you're sitting, and then just place your feet on the floor flat. Try to uncross your legs if you can. And then place your palms facing up on top of your laps in receiving position. And then when you're ready, just close your eyes. And for those of you who are distracted or have distractions, that's okay. Just tune into my voice. The intention is set for you to be fully present. Okay, so let's take a nice, slow, deep cleansing breath in through your nose and exhale out through your mouth. Inhale again, in through your nose. And this time, as you exhale, allow your shoulders and your spine and your rib cage to just open up and relax. Take another deep breath in. And as you exhale this time, I want you to feel your entire body sinking into the chair or the floor beneath you, feeling fully supported. Just be here, right now, in this room, letting go of your entire day and your to-do list for the next hour. And one last time, take a deep breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, just allow your body to settle in, relaxing your stomach and your hips and your glutes and your legs. And just let go. Perfect. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Great. You guys feel so much more grounded to me. This is really good. So let's begin. Okay, so there are 2 steps to staying on track. The first step is learning how to set goals that will inspire you to reach the actual result. So not just halfway, not just a quarter way or for 1 week at a time, but all the way to the end. And I know we have all learned what goals are. So I want you to just stay open because I'm guaranteeing you, you're going to learn something new today. The second step is deciding on what you want and why you want it, and then learning how to build discipline around that. Okay, so let's talk about goals first. So there are 3 types of goals. And as I share them with you, I want you to reflect on the goals you've set for yourself for this program and see which category it falls into. So let me define what a goal is first so that you know what my belief system is or where I'm coming from. So a goal is something you are going after that you've never done before. It is designed to help you grow, and it's drawing something out from you that you didn't even know existed. And if you've never done this goal before, that means you're going to have to find inspiration from within, which means any external motivation is never going to be enough. And lastly, a goal should scare and excite you at the same time. And that's because you have no idea how to achieve this goal, but you're so excited to achieve the results. Okay, so now that we know what goals are, there are 3 types, type A, B, and C. The type A goals are goals that are all about doing something you already know how to do. Okay, so for example, you want better oral hygiene. So you decide, I'm going to floss every day. That's a type A. It's like a habit. The second one is, I want to stay hydrated. So instead of drinking 8 glasses, I'm going to go to 10 glasses. Okay, something you've done, you know how to do. Another example is I want to lose weight. So you run out and you buy a gym membership. All of those things are things you have done or you've tried. Okay, so it's something you can do. There is nothing new about them. And that means there's no growth. So if there's no growth, as soon as life distracts you or triggers you, you're going to stop doing this goal. By nature, we are goal-striving human beings. We were built that way. So when we're not going after something that we're excited about, we fall back into our limiting beliefs. All right, so type B goals are goals that you think you can do once you plan them out. Okay, so for example, I want to start running again. So I'm either going to find a running coach or I'm going to join a running program. And then I'm going to go buy all the stuff that I need, like the water bottle and the gym shorts and the runners and all this stuff. Then I'm going to decide, oh, I'm going to wake up 5 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm going to tell my family about it. I'm going to tell my friends so that they know I need to be in bed by 9 p.m. So I'm up and at 'em. Okay, so that is a perfect plan that you can actually execute and follow through on. But it's not inspiring enough because the only inspiration, the only excitement that you're going to draw from that is at the beginning when you're planning your goal. So once you've planned it and you execute, maybe for a week to 10 days, you're going to be excited, you're going to be all in. But as soon as the weather turns, or you fall asleep late because you're Netflix binging, or you ate too much and you're tired, you're not going to do it. You're going to start negotiating with yourself. So type B goals, there's no inspiration. Type A goals, there's no growth. So now let's look at a type C goal. These are the best goals because these are the goals that you really, really want. But here's the thing, you can only create these goals from your imagination. And that's because your imagination is unlimited. Okay, it's limitless. So the minute you go into your mind and you ask yourself, what do I want? So if I waved a magic wand right now and told you, you could have the results you want by the end of this program, what would it be? Instantly, your mind loses its protection mode. So everything that's blocking you will come down. And all of a sudden, you're going to think about all these possibilities that you didn't think were possible. And until you get emotionally involved with what is possible, right, with whatever's in your imagination, that is what's going to inspire you into action. But if it doesn't inspire you in your mind, it won't manifest in physical form. Okay, so here's an example. We'll have quite a few, but during COVID, I was exercising and doing this habit challenge thing with Lindsay, actually. And then I felt really good on the outside, felt really physically strong and all those things. But on the inside, I was still very tired. I found myself feeling heavy and my diet was fine. It wasn't bad. But I thought, oh, I want to try and become vegan. So I started off with the type B, which was, okay, what does that involve? What kind of meals do I need to eat? Where am I going to get my protein from, the supplements and all those things? And then once I had that, I went into my imagination. I thought, okay, who do I want to be? How do I want to feel? And based on the research I'd written, it takes a few months to cleanse out this body, right? So as I was going through the program, I started off as a vegetarian for a month just to kind of transition in. And then I became vegan. And for that first month, oh my God, it was amazing. I felt so good. I felt lighter. My brain fog went away. I slept better. My skin cleared up. My digestion was amazing. The second month, it was close to Christmas. So all the parties started, right? And everyone's going out for dinners and whatnot. And I was tempted, and my friends were like, oh, just a bite, because they knew I wasn't doing it for ethical reasons, like for the animal reasons. It was because I wanted to just improve my energy. So they would like, try and entice me. And what I had to do was go back into my imagination and remember why I wanted to become vegan. And it was because I have a 10-year-old and a 13-year-old, and I'm 50. So to keep up with them, it takes a lot of energy. And I want to be fit and fabulous when I'm 80 and they're only 30, right? So I'm thinking long-term and I'm thinking health. So for me, that one bite of I don't know, piece of steak was going to pull me off my track. But because I got so emotionally involved with this goal, I wasn't able to fall off track. I contemplated, absolutely, and I had to make compromises and sacrifices, but I stayed on track for a year because that was my goal. And it was easy. And in fact, the way the universe works, I was so confident with what I was doing that everyone around me started to worry about me. So they were making accommodations for me, and they were trying to plan my meals and try to plan the menus at the parties because they wanted me to succeed. So I ended up inspiring them, and 2 other people became vegan because one was diabetic and one had borderline glaucoma. So when you go for your type C goals, it not only has a ripple effect on those around you, but it keeps you inspired every step of the way until you actually reach your goals. And this newfound confidence starts to ooze out of you. Okay, so we know type C goals are full of growth and inspirations. So if you get distracted or life happens, you might fall off, but you are going to bounce back so much faster than if you just had a type A or a type B goal. So the second step to this process is all about knowing what you want and why. And this is so important because once you know what you want and why you want it, you have to make a decision. And that decision has to be unwavering. You have to know what you want, because when you waver, the universe is going to waver with you. And this is part of co-creation. Everybody talks about manifestation and co-creation, but I want to make sure that you guys really understand the concept because it really does work. So co-creation is where you are responsible for 50% of your results, and the other 50% is up to the universe. Okay, so the 50% that you are responsible for is the what and why, and that's it. The universe will decide how, when, and where. You just need to remember what you want, because when you remember and you repeat to yourself what you want and why, and you get so emotionally involved with it, your vibration starts to change. And that activates the law of vibration. And when your vibration starts to change and you start to get excited, you are moving up the scale of consciousness, which means you're tapping into spirit, you're tapping into God's source energy, the universe, whatever it is. And the universe says, oh, that's what she wants. Okay, well, let's help her get it. And if you're consistent long enough, the universe will show you exactly how to do it, when to do it, and all the right people and resources will show up. And this takes away that whole effort thing that we are so tired of doing. We are exhausted from working so hard and forcing things and manipulating our schedules and whatnot to make things work. So when you go into your type C goal, or when you reflect on the goals that you've set for yourself for this program, I want you to see if you can either deepen it to a type C or think more expansively by going into your imagination and see what is possible for you. And then remind yourself that you need to make a decision in order for it to stick. And then don't waver, because you have free will. The universe will waver with you because you get to decide how you move forward. So if you want to lose the weight or you want to increase your energy and vitality and whatnot, then you make the decision. And then every decision you make after that has to support it. And if you fall off, it's okay, because then you're going to go back into your imagination and you're going to remember all those feelings that you had when you thought about the results that you were going to get. So that's all I had for today, because what Patricia and I really wanted was to hear from you guys, to really have a conversation around what do your goals feel like? What triggers have come up for you? And if I were to ask you what category they fall into, is it an A, B, or C goal? So, oh, you're muted. Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. I love because that sets the foundation for what we are looking to do next. And Coach Arzeen is going to come back in a few weeks with something that's going to be a little bit deeper. So stick with us in this process of this 12 weeks. Trust the process here because we are building precept from precept. Okay. So when she started working with me, I was just like, I already know this, but okay, if you know this, why is it that you're not manifesting at what you said you want? Knowing and doing, right? There's a gap, right? And that's another lesson in itself. So keeping this step back here and staying open-minded with this, we would like to invite you to share with us if you have, so maybe Arzeen can work with you a little bit. We won't have time to work with everybody, obviously, but maybe, we could give an example of someone in this call that has, have been feeling like you started, you were doing good, and then you fell off, you lost some motivation, and you don't know how to get back on it, the whole thing. And maybe by sharing that, Arzeen would be able to dive deep into that place with you, and that would be an example for everybody else on the call, so you can see how this process works. I mean, I had an amazing breakthrough many times when we were working with me and the goals that I have for me in my personal life. So who would you like to share? Like I said, we already 30 minutes into this, but we probably can work with a couple of people. So who would like to say, just raise your hand, and then, Alicia? All right. So let's go for Alicia. Go ahead, Alicia. Okay, Arzeen, Alicia is yours. I'm going to ask you to mute.
Hi. Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, I've been sick the most this year than I have in a long time. So I've gotten completely out of my schedule. I started a new job as well, so my start time at work is different than what it used to be. So I've just completely gotten out of my rhythm, and I'm having a really hard time getting back into it.
Okay. Can I ask you what your goal is by the end of this 12 weeks?
Well, I would like to see the scale start moving. I think because of some hormonal issues, I've just been stalled, and my weight is not moving at all. It's not going up. That's good, but it's also not coming down. But,
Okay.
so, we're going to be doing a flush and things like that to kind of help get my gut cleaned out and stuff like that. But, I would like to see the scale moving in a downward direction.
Yeah, absolutely. So I started this program with a goal of losing 10 pounds. I started in December, and I wanted to lose 10 pounds by tomorrow. Okay. So by April 11th, I'm at 7 point something pounds. Okay. And I texted Lindsay and Patricia. I'm like, I've lost motivation. I don't know what's going on. And I'm thinking it's health, and I'm thinking this or whatever. And what I realized was my 5 senses. Okay, I need evidence. I need evidence that I'm moving forward. And that is where we sabotage ourselves, when we are so dependent on the evidence. So if I were to ask you to just close your eyes, okay, and just allow yourself to imagine how you would like to feel just by the end of this week. Okay, so don't even think further than that. How would you like to feel? So scale aside, everything else aside, how would you like to feel?
Productive.
Okay.
And energized.
Okay.
I think those are the 2 big ones.
Okay, and those are huge. And just on a cosmic level, we are going through a lot. So everyone's tired, just so you know, and you're probably feeling it a lot more. But on a human level, so to speak, when we want to feel productive or energized, okay, what that means is there's a limiting belief within us that's blocking us from actually moving, being in action. So it's either you have possibly, okay, so don't borrow my belief, but it's either that you are not looking forward to the effort you have to put into this, right? Because when you stop, you always need more momentum to get started again, right? Mm-hmm. So That could be a thing, a trigger for you. It could also be that because you're so dependent on wanting that scale to move, that you have self-sabotaged again and said, well, it's not moving yet. Maybe I should do the gut cleanse and everything else, right? Besides the actual workout and the macros, right? I'm just generalizing.
Mhm.
So does either of that resonate with you?
Yeah, for sure. The effort that it's going to take, that has just been killing me to try to even just get out of bed.
Yeah. Yes. And that's where you start with these micro habits. Okay. These micro, like really micro steps, because you don't want to set yourself up for failure. You want to set yourself up for success. Okay. So every time I've fallen off, because I've fallen off many times in the last 4 months, I will the next day just focus on macros, or I'll just focus on the workout, or I won't do either. And I'll focus on my mindset and remember why I'm doing this to begin with, because this isn't a one and done, right? You know that this is long term. So this is going to happen to you a million times, but every single time, if you have a tool to get back up, right, that's going to help you succeed. So what is one thing that you could actually do starting tomorrow morning?
One thing, well, the 5-second rule.
Yes. Yes.
Count to 5 and get up.
And get up. I've read that book and it is a good book. It's a great book. So when you get up,
what I had to do when I was first trying to get into the morning routine, my doctor, she was like, do the 5-second rule. And so I just started doing that. And I would, like, when my alarm went off, I'd count to 5 and I'd just get up.
brilliant. Okay. So do you think you can do that again?
Yeah.
Okay. So do the 5-second rule. But right now, I want you to make a decision.
Okay.
I want you to make a decision that this week, every day this week, you're going to use the 5-second rule and you're going to follow through.
Okay.
Okay. But you can't waver. Okay. So you got to be all in, like ready, willing, and able. Okay. Like really ready to compromise comfort so that you can get back into this. Because you know where you're going to be by the end of this week. Actually, in 2 days, you're going to be so energized and so excited to do it the next day and add on more. And then you've got Coach Patricia and Lindsay to just like really support you, right? Yeah. How does that feel or sound?
Sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Love it. And remember here, right? Yes, Alicia, you got this. You lost, I can't remember right now. I already lost the count, 67 pounds. How much?
Down to 68.
68 pounds, right? In many years. How long it took you to lose all that weight? 4 years. So, like amazing work, right? I mean, she hasn't been with us for 4 years, like 101, but she has been with us for 4 years, right? I don't know if you guys have watched her interview with me, but it definitely is something worth to watch. I've known Alicia for over 4 years now, and she started with me when I was doing free challenges on social media when I first started doing this online. And she started catching up on some of the tools that I was giving and whatnot. And she kept using some things and she tried a few other things, but she would always come back. Every single challenge I would put, this woman would jump in the challenge. I was like, okay, when are you going to actually sign up to do 101 with me, girl? And she would talk it out, whatever. And for a good 3 years, she did all my challenges, every single one of them. Like she didn't miss one. She was my challenge girl. And, and then once she signed up into the program a year ago, a little over a year ago, right? Year and a half, half of what she lost in this a year and a half. So she lost half in 3 years, right? And then the other half in 1 year and a half. So understanding that when you get with a coach, the coach is going to accelerate your process, right? Which is fantastic. But the point is, Alicia has lost 68 pounds. You see her photos on the Facebook group. I mean, muscle maniac, I mean, she is crushing it. And you have been on this has been a journey, right? So to feel a little bit of like, tired of it, right? Like, oh my gosh, I have given my all. You have, even though you have had your your moments, because the beauty of this is that you can have your moments and you can still see progress, right? There is no restriction on this. We just hit it now another wall, right? Because now we are getting to lose maybe the last 20 pounds, right? The last 15 pounds. And then the body's going, it's just another wall. But and then with that wall, now you hit the limiting belief too. Have what it takes to go to this next level. It's a whole nother level from where you are right now to where the final destination is. It's going to take a whole different grit, right? Because now you're transforming your body into another 180 degree, if you will, right? So, and it's totally possible for you, but understand that it's going to take a whole nother level of commitment. And it's probably going to take a whole nother year to be able to get to the final destination that you have been wanting for years. But I also understand that there's grace in this process because you have put the work for all this time. And it's okay for you to be like, okay, I'm a little bit tired right now. Let me take a breather. Let's work on some other things to optimize your system. And then let's go for the last half of this thing, and understand that it's going to take a different grit. And I believe that with these tools that, you have with, the 5-second rule to get back, trust me, I'm in the same process right now, trying to pull to my next thing. And it's hard. It is hard to go to the next level. It takes a whole nother personality, mindset, all those things when you're really trying to scale another mountain. Make sense?
I'm going to add something to that. Patricia, I'm so glad you shared that with me. First of all, amazing, Alicia. Congratulations. Like, that's huge. I'm not sure if you know about the compound effect. Okay. So even though you've hit a wall and you've slowed down, that compound effect from the 4 years is still working. It's still happening. Right? So what's happened is your body is saying, I need to catch up, because she's right. You have another level to get to, because you're not going to be this person you are today. It's impossible, right? Because you're not the person you were when you lost the first 50 pounds. So imagine who you need to become. So if you can change your mindset or see an image of yourself with that last 50 gone, and how you're going to show up in a room, or how you're going to show up online, or how you're going to fit into your clothes or whatever, right? Start imagining that. And that is going to motivate you and give you the energy that you need to start doing the work on a deeper level, right? But just trust that that compound effect hasn't stopped. It's still working. So the minute you tap into it, you're going to take off, like, really quickly. Right. So, yeah. And there's a book called The Compound Effect, if you haven't read it, by Darren Hardy. Really simple, short book, but profound examples, like, really, really good.
Oh my gosh, that book is amazing. Like, please read that book, ladies, because that's going to really speak to you so good about this whole process of this journey that you ladies are on right now. This compound effect works tremendously when it comes to health and fitness. It works in every area of your life, but understand that in this topic, it's going to shift your mind to understand the compound effect of what we're trying to create here.
Yeah. And the three foundational skills you need to activate the compound effect is discipline, focus, and consistency. That's it. If you can master those 3 skills, those 3 habits, right, by doing the smallest things, you're building this muscle within you that won't quit. It just won't quit. And you will be able to show up for yourself in every area of your life. It is profound. It is so much fun. But read that book first so that you can really understand the importance behind it. Yeah.
One more thing here, Alicia, like Arzeen said, which is, I'm going to go back on that really quick. It's the growth. There is the woman that you are, like she said today, is a completely different woman that I've met 2 years ago. Right? So the woman that you're going to become right now is a whole nother level. So the growth, and this is the thing that I posted today on the group. I'm going to say this one more time, and I say this in every single time we have calls to jump into this program. You did not buy a weight loss program. If you by any chance believe that you bought a weight loss program, please let me know that I lied to you, because I didn't say that. You bought a process. You bought a personal development process attached to fitness and nutrition and working and optimizing your body to go and achieve that weight loss. But there is a process that we got to get you through. And until you surrender to the process and you trust the process, you are going to be struggling, because I'm taking you in a journey that you've never been before. Because this journey is not about cutting your calories and getting you to train 6 days a week. That's not the program. The program is a body composition program, and it works completely on the reverse of everything you ever tried. And there is a process that I needed to take you through. So you're going to have to trust this process. If you do and you get the work done, you will see the results. That's guaranteed. Right, Alicia?
Right.
You saw it.
Yep.
It's another level now for you. Make sense? A whole nother level. So anybody else has, because we still have 20 minutes, that would like to share where you are, and take this opportunity so we can help you shift a little bit your mindset and support you a little bit more with this, with your goals. All right, so we're gonna pick somebody. Can we just volunteer you? All right, so I'm gonna pick Jessica Pauls. Let's go, Jessica. I'm gonna ask you to unmute. You there? I don't think I can hear you. Is your mic on? Oh, I guess. Uh-oh, it's not working. So is that your lucky day? Oh, bummer. It's not working.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, we can hear you now.
I don't know. I'm technology challenged there. I had too many mutes. Okay. So I guess some of the things that I struggle with in being in this program, and I've only been in this program for a small amount of time, November, December of 2022, is balancing my work and my life. I'm really good at my work. I can do really good in my work, but I can't do really good for myself. And staying focused on making sure I commit to myself. So commitment to myself, motivation to stay committed, and being consistent. I mean, I have a bunch of other things, but those are probably the things I struggle with the most. Showing up for myself is probably number one.
Okay. Well, hi, Jessica. Thank you for
Hi.
this is awesome. I find all of us women have always put ourselves last, right? Just that's the way society has conditioned us to be. And now we're starting to choose ourselves, and not from a selfish standpoint, but from a point of growth, a point of being able to serve more, right? To serve our family more, our friends, our coworkers, whatever it is. So my question to you is, why do you want this? Like, why did you join the program to begin with?
Yeah, that's a great question. When I heard about Patricia, I was excited for myself. I am a giving person, a nurturing person. I make sure everyone else is taken care of, and I'm getting older, and I want to be able to do things for myself. Finally, I want to be able to put some of the energy I put into other people in myself. And I felt like her program spoke to me. It was different. I had done many weight loss things before, and I felt like this might be something I would be able to do. And I thought it would help me figure out how to take care of myself.
And when you first started, were you able to do that? Were you able to follow the program?
I did feel like I was losing weight. I was moving through I'd never done macros before. So there were a lot of things within this program I had never done before. And I felt like I was catching on pretty well. I have Coach Audra. She is very helpful to me. And I felt like we worked really well together. We do work really well together. And then I feel like I kind of just fizzled out. Like it wasn't as, it was harder for me to keep that balance. I found I was trying to negotiate my time more. I would try to get up earlier to get my workouts in. I would try to, if I had to work a longer day, which my days are pretty long, I would try to figure out how I could fit everything into my work and my personal life and how I could balance that. And I found I was working more and balancing less.
Yes. Okay. So when you start something new, as you know, it always takes effort, right? And there's a learning growth, there's a curve. So it requires a lot of juggling, a lot of compromise, a lot of like maneuvering. And then when it starts to kind of fizzle out, we're like, okay, I think I got it. Like, I think this is good. Something will happen, right? Because this is the way the universe works. Something will happen to push us off our path. And at that very moment, we get to have a choice to choose that thing or to stick to what we want, right? And because you were seeing results and you were feeling good, right? In that moment, if you can think back then that you started kind of negotiating with yourself, right? Where you're like, oh, the macros, I need more time to meal prep, or, I'm not going to be able to fit out in my workout, that kind of thing. Do you remember what showed up in life for you that you had to start choosing?
My job changed.
Okay.
And I felt like I felt like I didn't want to negotiate not being good at that, because I've always been good at that. And I have learned as of recently that is how I work through the things that I don't want to do, is I always go back to what I know I'm good at, which is working. And, I've lost friends from that because that is just what I negotiate with, what I'm really good at. I've always been good at that. I've always worked.
Absolutely. And your mind, its number one job is to keep you safe, which means if you start to feel uncomfortable, your mind is going to go, what? No way. I gotta get you back into your comfort zone, which is work, right? Or all the other habits that we have. And when it does that, that's where you got to actually tell your mind, whatever it is, to shut up, and that things have got to change. But a lot of us think that we need to tell our ego to go away, but it's not that. It's we need to befriend it, because our ego is the one that is trying to protect us. So if I were to ask you, what are you afraid of? What are you afraid of if you actually chose yourself? So yeah, you got a new job, but because you're a good worker and you're a hard worker, I know you can time manage really well. So if you can time manage really well, right? What is stopping you? What is it that you feel is too hard for you to do right now?
Like, failure is hard for me in general. And so if I feel like I can't be all the way in, I'm not a right aligned kind of girl. So I'm jumping in or I'm jumping out. And sometimes I have to tell myself riding the line is okay. I don't have to always be all the way in and be all the way out. And my fear of failure sometimes is where I know I push back to what's comfortable for me.
Yes.
And so I failed many things through my weight loss journey. And I will be forever doing this, because this is, I know, something that I will always have to deal with, but failure is hard for me.
So anytime you work on your self-image, right, that's growth. And that means it takes not only effort, but it takes a new way of thinking. So a type C goal, right, as I explained, is going to push you outside of your comfort zone, but it has to be something you really, really want. And going back to that why, right, being able to have all the vitality you can possibly have so that you can do the job, you can take care of all the people you love, and you can actually sit down and enjoy your time alone, right? You want to have that. Like, what else do you want, right? So if you can go back to that, then doing this program piecemeal is going to work for you. And I think this is where, Patricia, I'd love for you to step in that, you know, so I've done a lot of weight loss programs and discipline programs. And what I love about yours is when I fall off track, it's so easy to get back onto. It really is, right? So maybe Patricia can guide in terms of riding the line, like you said, because I don't think this is a black and white program. Like, it's so gray that I love it because I can never quite figure it out. And so for me, I love problem solving. I love like strategizing, trying to figure out how does it work, right? And to me, that sounds like you're that person, right? So, so use it as a challenge. Use it as okay, I fell off the wagon. This is too hard. Patricia, what do I do? What do I do to make a difference, right? And just like I said to Alicia, pick one thing and let that compound. Just let it keep compounding. And then eventually it's going to have a mind of its own and you can focus on something else. And that's where Patricia, Coach Patricia, can guide you on what to focus on. Like what, Patricia?
Yeah, no, you guys are all, you know, up in you know, and what it is really. And it's interesting to hear your perspective. I can figure it out, right? Because I had an interview with another client that she's been with us for over a year now, Caroline. And I'm going to start posting about her interview. So watch out, because you ladies are going to be very inspired by the things that she said. And that's the thing, you know, that she said, she's like, it made no sense. It made no sense to what you were telling me to do, Patricia. But I made a decision. So everything is a decision. I made a decision that I'm going to trust this process. And because she trusted the process and she did what we gave her to do, she got the results. Even though it made no sense. Right? So I think that it's so important to write it down, number one is it's going to take time. And just because it's taking time, that doesn't mean I'm failing. You're only going to fail when you stop. If you stop and you quit, that's when you fail, right? But it's going to take time. And we may gonna need to do many things in this process to help heal your body, right? To prime your body to lose the weight. Your body already said, I don't want to do it. You can go keto, you can go intermittent fasting, you can go, your body's metabolism is literally locked. Okay, now with the stress compound, now things are not moving at all. So now what we got to do, we got to take this elephant and eat one bite at a time. And it is a journey, right? We got to fix first a little bit of your mindset, help with a little bit of the mindset work, right? We got to work on de-stressing you a little bit, like giving you tools. Let's work one day at a time, right? So instead of pushing you to do tons of workouts, we can't, because that's going to stress you even more. So we got to back it up, let your body move through walking, and the whole process, feeding you properly. You got to feed up. We don't have any options when it comes to their metabolism. We don't, nothing. So there is a process. We got to clean up first before you can even imagine about weight loss. So weight loss, you know, for some of you ladies, and that's the biggest challenge that I have as a coach in this program. I'm going to tell you, the biggest challenge is this, is that I'm not working with women on the 30s and 20s when your bodies are still healthy and prime. We are working with women that are coming to us. Most of you are between the age of 45, 55, and 65. And most of you are coming from years of chronic dieting, of years of massive stress, years of not taking care of your body properly. Now your body already, you know, lost, you know, the nutrients, you have shut down your metabolism, you have gone through sicknesses, you have gone through bearing children, and now you're dealing with hormone imbalance. And on top of that, you're dealing with tons of stress. So now you come into this program because you already tried all the fad diets that it's out there, and they are also not working for you anymore. And if you were here, whether you think you came to this program for that or not, you were here because your inner self is begging you to heal, to work on building the metabolism again and healing, you know, in removing all those toxins and calming down, taking your foot off the gas, focus on you, self-love, self-care, all those things. If you go to any other program that is a fad diet, which most of you have tried, it didn't work either. But this process right here is a process of healing, and not many of you, unfortunately, are ready for that. And that was a conversation I was having with my coach today. And he said to me, Patricia, if your clients are not ready to let you level up your game in this coaching and put them through processes that it's going to heal them from the inside out with the flush and some other process and some herbs and other things, and really challenging even me as a coach to take you to this journey, that just means they are not ready to heal. And it's okay. But you got to keep going with the vision and the mission that you have for this woman, because the ones that are saying, I know I can go anywhere else because everywhere else that I go, I didn't get anything. And all I did was to get starved and worked my way into the point that I was exhausted. But the ones that are saying, I trust the process, I'm going to be all in, they are seeing incredible transformations. And I cannot wait to share the ones that we just start doing the flushes with. So you got to be ready. You got to be willing. You got to be able. And I know all of you are. It is painful and it takes time. But if you stick with it, it's not going to be quick, but it's going to be worth it. And I know that we all have a time frame to stay in the program. You know, some of you are here for 24 weeks. Some of you are here for 12 weeks. And here's the thing, I'm not attached to if you stay with me for a year, 2 years, 3 years, like Alicia and some other clients that we have. But regardless of you staying with me or not, I beg of you that you make a budget for yourself that you are going to continue to invest in your health, because you don't have an option. The healthcare system is broken. And it's not going to bring the solutions. They're going to poison you with medications and anxiety and depression stuff, and that's it. Nobody's going to take care of the internal parts of how your hormones are working and how your gut is affecting everything, and how menopause is going to take you down if you don't take care of your body right now. They were not going to help you. We are seeing this on a daily basis. So all your iPhones 13, whatever, the Gucci purses or whatever, you know, spending, if you value more those things than you value your health, then you gotta think about your priorities and how your health is going to really affect you. You see what I'm saying? Whether you stay with me or not, understand this. If you want to do this the right way, it's going to take time. And it's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to add one more thing. I noticed the time, but if it's okay, can I just say something?
Of course, yeah.
Jessica, I have a friend who achieved so many goals last year with me. Okay, like she's a photographer by trade, ended up having a phenomenal exhibition, sold tons of paintings. Like she was excelling like you wouldn't believe. Recently divorced, horrible parent, turned so conscious. Okay, so she conquered that. Then in December, we set her goals for January, and all she had left to work on was her health because everything else was on track. January, she was all in, okay? All in, doing the things that she needed to do. February came and it got really hard for her and she quit. She came up with excuses. Oh, did I lose her? Oh, there she is. Okay, sorry. She came up with excuses. Her life started to fall apart, okay? And she was pulled in 10 different directions. Then she got sick. So she ended up missing a lot of our coaching calls or rescheduling. And when I asked her why now everything is showing up, she said she didn't know. And once we broke through a lot of her paradigms, what we realized was the idea of not carrying this weight around was scary. Because then what else is there to focus on besides what we don't feel good about? Right? And what we don't feel good about is hard to look at. It is so hard to look at ourselves and actually acknowledge that we have either failed or that we could be better at something or stronger or more resilient or healthier, whatever it is. Looking at that is painful and it requires us to actually break down. It requires us to become vulnerable because until we do, if we're too busy acting strong, nothing will help. It's that whole idea of being strong that we've been conditioned to believe, right? Because of the society we've grown up in. Women weren't allowed to show weakness. We had to be the all. But what I ask of you is really just take a step back and think about how much you achieve in your life, because you're not a failure. For somebody who can just lean back into work and do all the things and take care of people at the same time, you're not a failure. What you are is protecting yourself from actually looking at deep-rooted issues that you're just too afraid to look at. But I promise you, the minute you start looking at them and you're able to get through them, it's like a pot of gold. And then you just look back and you think, I was that person? Why did I even think that way? And it doesn't take long, right? It's just that first initial step to look at ourselves and then do the inner work, right? Think about all the things, really deal with the issues, let ourselves cry and be angry and throw a tantrum. Let ourselves do that. And then when you release that little bit of energy, the light that floods in and the clarity you're going to receive, and then you're going to feel excited and your vibration's going to change and people are going to start reflecting it back to you. And then there's going to be this compound effect. And before you know it, it's just going to amplify. And it only takes 21 days, right, to make a habit. It takes 60 days to actually change your lifestyle. It takes 90 days to make it permanent. And it takes 24 weeks or 180 days to actually make it a natural part of yourself. So when you think about where do I want to be in 6 months, which is what, October, November, and you want to be in a really good place, it's only 6 months. Can you imagine looking back a year from now and going, I'm still here? When you know in 21 days, you can see a difference. And then in 90 days, you can actually see multiple areas of your life have a difference. And then in 6 months, be a completely new person that when you look back, you're not going to even recognize who you are.
Even if you still have to lose another 50 pounds.
Totally.
You're going to, your mindset's going to be so different that you're going to be like, holy cow, I can't believe that I stick to this for 6 months. Can't believe that.
Yes. And on an energetic level, your weight, anybody that has weight, depending on what part of the body, it's just for protection. That's it. That's all. That's the only reason. When you start to unravel all your feelings, that weight is going to drop so fast. I promise you, I've seen it with so many people, and it's well documented. It's actually scientific that when we are afraid, when we are protecting a part of us that does not want to be exposed, we will pack on the weight to weigh us down, to keep us grounded, to not be seen.
Mm-hmm. That's
right?
so true.
Yeah.
So ladies, it's 6:03. We want to honor your time. So thank you so much for Arzeen. I hope that this supported you in some kind of breakthrough. I know I got a great, gold nuggets here. At the end of the day, it's always around the same concept as mindset, right? Believing and understand that it's going to take some time and you just need to keep doing the work without beating yourself up. But at the end of the day, you will get the results if you don't stop. Okay. So next week, we're going to have Dr. Casey Dr. Casey, she's going to be coaching us on pelvic floor. So if any of you, and I don't, even if you're not sneezing, not peeing when you sneeze, you should be on this call, because she is a plethora of knowledge. Oh my gosh, about our pelvic and, the inner part of our beautiful flower. Okay. So she's going to be teaching a lot about that and how to make that muscle stronger, and how to, get that muscle lubricated, which can be a challenge for a woman over 40. So if you want to learn more of that from a doctor, okay, that actually works only with this kind of thing, her specialty is on pelvic floor, come to the call next week. And then we will share the other ones that we have moving forward. We have, a great lineup of ladies that are coming to pour their hearts to you and help you in this process. And I hope that at the end of this 12 weeks, you ladies are going to feel empowered, and you're going to look back and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful that I actually did this, and I put it this time, and I learned, and I'm using the tools because I can see the difference now. All right. Thank you, Arzeen. And we will be back with Arzeen in a few weeks. So stay tuned and have a fantastic evening, ladies. Bye. Talk to you later.